We may have a slight problem. Hey guys, what's up? Trajane here, and welcome back to VanillaCraft. With the Happy Ghast update coming out, I thought that now would be a great time to go ahead and build ourselves a nice nether portal. Now, I was looking for places to do this, and I decided that it would be really cool to build the nether portal right up there. So my plan is to build a staircase up to the top of the mountain and build a little bridge that leads over there, and then build the nether portal like coming out of the side of the mountain. I think it's gonna be adorable. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, we do not have a nice way to get up to the mountain. I have been doing it the old-fashioned way, which is quite tedious and very annoying. So the first thing that I want to do today is build us a nice little staircase up to the top of the mountain. Now, if we come to the front of my house, you might have noticed that this wall looks a bit awkward, and it has been bothering me the whole series. So I thought it would be a really good idea to build the staircase up to the top of the mountain right here. So let's start working on that. So I finished mining out this whole thing, although we did have a couple incidents with creepers. So now that this is all mined out, let's get some stairs. Hopefully this is enough, and let's start placing these down. And there we go, now we have a really nice staircase and a really quick way to get up and also down from the mountain. Now the staircase itself looks really good, however the area around it looks a bit awkward, so we will have to do some terraforming to make that look nice. And I think that we can achieve this with some oak leaves. So let's try and make this look a bit nicer. Maybe building a little archway would be really cute. It's definitely not perfect and I'll need to work on it a little bit more, but I do think that that looks a lot cuter. We may have a slight problem. Come on guys, get out of here. The location of the staircase may be a big problem. We will definitely have to figure out how to get rid of those pillagers. Anyways, now that the staircase is done, we can start focusing on building our nether portal. We are going to need to do quite a bit of terraforming for this, so let's grab some materials. So we're going to need a ton of dirt, which we have plenty of. I'm also going to use some cobblestone. Now you might think that 11 pieces is enough, but for what I want to build, we're going to need quite a few more. Unfortunately, I really hate getting obsidian, so I'm going to try to do this an easier way. By our very first house, there was a ruined portal, so I think I'm going to head there and try to take some of the obsidian from that portal. Luckily, it's not incredibly far. It probably is just a lot quicker to make obsidian the old-fashioned way, but I find that to be incredibly annoying. I may be a little bit lost. Okay, I found some saplings that I put down quite a while ago, so I think we're headed in the right direction. And there's also some pumpkins over here. Alright, we have made it to where my old house was, which means we are close to the portal. Now, the portal was over here in this snow biome, and there it is. And this one has plenty of blocks. So let's break down all of these. Alright, so now we have collected 35 pieces of obsidian, which should be enough. So we are going to have to make our way home in the dark. Definitely not ideal. Alright, we have made it home successfully without running into too many mobs. So let's quickly go to bed, and now we can start working on our portal. So let's head up the mountain and do our best to avoid any pillagers. Now there's this really cute pathway right here that leads to our house, and I'm hoping to connect it somehow and use this pathway as a really good entrance to our nether portal. So let's start by digging this out. Now let's start building the outline of the portal. So I'm going to have it start here, and then we're going to build the little outline of a heart. Alright, there we go. Now we have the cute little outline of the portal, and obviously I'm going to terraform this area to make it look a lot cuter, but in order to build the actual portal, we're going to have to dig this out, and we're going to have to build the real portal behind it. Now unfortunately, we are 3 obsidian blocks short, so we are going to have to find a way to go get those. Now, I know where another ruined portal is, so let's make our way over there. Alright, we have successfully found the portal, and luckily there is a couple of obsidian pieces left, so let's go ahead and snag those. And now we can make our way home. Now let's head back up the mountain and place these down. Oh, the pillagers have found us. And now we can go ahead and place down the final blocks, and the portal is complete. Now all that's left to do is terraform the area around it. So I'm going to use a combination of all of these materials to try and make this area look a bit more natural and a bit more pretty. I also plan on using a bunch of moss, some glowberries, and some oak leaves to try and make it look very whimsical and very magical. However, that is something for us to do in the morning because it is getting quite late. So let's make our way home, and in the morning we can start working on terraforming. So I'm going to go ahead and try to extend this pathway out so that we can actually walk on it. That looks really cute. And now I'm going to use spruce slabs to start building a little railing so that we don't fall off. There we go. And now we can put down some fence posts. And that looks really cute, and we have a beautiful little lookout. So I'm going to start adding some texture with the cobblestone and deep slate, so enjoy the little time lapse. So unfortunately someone forgot to actually click record, and there's no time lapse, but it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with it, and of course I'm going to do a bit more terraforming and make this whole area look nice, but I think that this looks really good for now. Now I do want to transform this wall back here real quick. There we go. Now unfortunately it has started raining, so let's make our way home before any mobs decide to make an appearance. Right now we have slept and the thunderstorm has cleared, and there is a beautiful rainbow over there. Now we can continue working on our portal area. I'm gonna have the entrance to the pathway be over here and make a little staircase right here. So let's go ahead and use some slabs to make it look real cute. So now you can go down the staircase and go this way over to the portal. So I'm gonna build a little staircase over here as well to get down. There we go. So now we have a cute little stairway that leads up here. Now we conveniently have this little crevice up here, which I think would be really cute to have a little mini waterfall come down into a little pond down here. So let's start working on that. That looks really cute. Now we just need to get the actual waterfall to come down. So let's head home and grab a bucket. And I'm hoping to create something very similar to the fountain that we have in our backyard. So let's block off the cave that this is attached to. Let's add some lighting up here. So now we can go ahead and place down the water. And there we go, that looks super cute. Now something else I really wanted to do was add a lot of moss to this area. And then let's bone meal these so that they spread. So now we have a couple down here. I'm gonna add some up top. And there we go, I think that that looks adorable. Now let's also go ahead and place some lanterns along the fence post. Now I'm going to go ahead and place down a couple firefly bushes. Now right above the entrance here, I'm going to build a little structure, and I'm going to hang a lantern off of it. I think that that is so cute. And while this area looks adorable, I do think it's missing something, and I think that that would be trees along the top of it. So let's grab some of my oak saplings. So let's start by placing a couple up here. Let's also plant some along the pathway over here. All right, now the area is fully complete. We have some nice trees lining it, and it looks absolutely adorable. Now all that's left is to get some flint and steel. So we have our piece of flint, we have our iron, and now we can craft the flint and steel. Now before we go to the Nether, we're also going to need a full set of diamond armor because we are definitely not prepared enough. So let's grab our diamonds and craft ourselves a full set of diamond armor, and let's go get our diamond armor enchanted. So let's head to the tower, grab our lapis, and make our way to the top. Now we have reached the enchanting table, so let's go ahead and enchant our helmet. We got blast protection and respiration. We got protection 3 on our chest plate, blast protection 3 and unbreaking 3 on our leggings, and finally protection 3, depth strider 2, and unbreaking 3 on our boots. So let's go ahead and gear up. And now we can go ahead and light the portal, and that looks so cute. Now we are fully ready to go to the Nether for next episode. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!